Alright YouTube, what's good guys? Today we're going to be talking about IFBB pros. Do they know how to train? Should we copy them or should we not copy them? So basically every IFBB pro bodybuilder does the bro split. So 5-day split, one body part a day. We all know that basically, so I don't really have to go into details on that. Now guys, I used to run the bro split as well, but the thing is, it builds muscle at a lot slower rate than actually other splits do. So the longest space you ever want in between muscle groups is going to be 2 days max. So let's say you're doing push-pull legs, that'll give you literally the perfect amount of muscle protein synthesis because it spikes. Let's say you hit like chest, it'll spike for like a day, and then the next day it'll go down, and then 2 days later it's back to zero. So you're not building muscle after that point, right? Which means if you want optimal gains, you want to hit it again at least with a 2-day gap in between each muscle group in order to build the maximum amount of muscle that you possibly can. Otherwise you're just wasting time when your muscle's ready to be hit again and ready to grow again. So you don't want to copy pro splits. That's the thing. I'm not saying you can't get big doing the bro split. You can. A lot of people have, a lot of naturals have. It just builds muscle at a slower rate. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say here. So what split builds the most muscle then? Well, you can do push-pull legs. So that way you're basically hitting the next muscle group or the same muscle group right when it hits zero protein synthesis. So you're fully ready to stimulate the muscle again. You're not getting any more gains out of the muscle right before you hit it again. Or you can do like an upper lower split where you hit a muscle every other day, and that way you'll have elevated muscle protein synthesis pretty much in like the optimal range most of the time. So right now I'm just doing push-pull legs with no rest days, and it's working wonders guys. It's working mother flipping wonders. So we covered the split section. Now we know what to do with our split as opposed to the pros, right? But what about like intensity, reps, and sets? Do we copy them there? And honestly, yes. I'd say most pros train with a good amount of intensity. They train very close to failure. Like I've said in previous videos, you want to train 3 or less reps away from failing, right? So let's say you're bench pressing, you want to train 3 or reps less of reps in reserve basically. So pretty much as close as failure as you can go. So I do see a lot of pros training to failure and stuff like that, and really moving some weight. So yeah, they train intensely. I recommend everybody train with intensity. Even 3 reps short of failure is still a pretty intense set. You'll still definitely feel it. But what about their sets, guys? And this is what I think pros really get wrong. I don't think they really do enough, sets, let's say. Like for instance, a lot of IFBB pros workouts their arm workouts are around like 4 or 5 different exercises, right? So let's say they're doing 4 sets for biceps, 4 sets for triceps, right? So let's say they're doing 4 sets each. They're doing 2 exercises for biceps, 2 exercises for triceps. That leaves you with 8 total sets for biceps or triceps in the given week, which is pretty low on volume, right? I think we could definitely get that volume up. You can definitely do 8 sets twice a week and pretty much get twice the gains. So I don't think they're doing enough volume, even though we like to see pros training they use the bro split, so you'd assume they get enough volume. But a lot of these guys, they do basically like 4 or 5 exercises for each muscle group, which really isn't that much volume. So actually the ideal volume that you want is between around like 5 sets to around 12 sets. It varies depending on how often you're hitting the muscle group, right? So I'm doing push-pull legs. So basically what I like to do is I like to do around 7 sets per muscle group. So I'm hitting the muscle groups then 2 to 3 times per week because I don't take a rest day, right? So I'm getting in way more volume than these pros. I'm getting in way more volume, guys, a lot more sets. And the thing is too, when you get in a lot more volume, you also get in a lot different exercise selection. And different exercise selection can trigger different growth mechanisms and different really parts of the muscle, and that will also help you to grow too. So if you're doing back, let's say you do lat pull downs and then you do barbell rows, so you do 2 exercises and you do those twice a week, it is actually going to be more beneficial and you'd get more growth out of it if on your second day of the week of training back, you actually switched like lat pull downs to like a different vertical pulling exercise, and you change your barbell rows to maybe like, I I don't know, a different type of row or a different type of rowing machine. It'll actually stimulate different growth mechanisms, especially if you do like a different rep scheme and stuff like that. So that's just another little quick pointer for you guys that a lot of people don't really know about, because I always thought, you know, stick to the basics. And trust me guys, you want to do the basics, but I'm also saying vary your exercise selection too while including the basics, right? Don't only do the basics. Do the basics and then also do other stuff. So, you know, I think pros get this right because I see them varying a lot of different exercises and stuff like that. So guys, do pro bodybuilders know how to train? The answer is they have the training intensity right, and that's really what gave them their gains. How they made all their progress pretty much was they had a few different variables nailed down and were consistent with these variables. And the variables are they ate in a consistent caloric surplus for years, guys. I'm saying years, to pack on this muscle, right? They went, even if they were lean, they still were adding on weight and adding on muscle for years. And guys, they trained with intensity and had good genetics. And that's pretty much why pro bodybuilders look the way they do. It's not because they train in any special way. They actually train suboptimally, so you actually don't want to copy pro bodybuilders. You generally want more volume and more frequency than pro bodybuilders actually do. So in a sense, and I'm saying if you're natural, this goes for natural or enhanced, guys. I'm natural, okay? But what I'm basically saying is, in a sense, you actually want to train harder than pro bodybuilders do and put more into the gym than pro bodybuilders do. So guys, don't bro split. Don't copy the pros on the bro split. Have higher frequency, so hit muscle groups anywhere from twice a week minimum up to all the way to 5 times a week is totally okay to hit it, as long as you're recovering and not sore and you're making progress. All right guys, so do that and then do more sets and more volume than the pro bodybuilders do, right? Because sometimes they hit chest, they hit back, they're only doing 12 sets in one session for the entire week, okay? You can literally do, this is at the very upper end though, I wouldn't recommend really doing 12 sets in one session. I just think you're not getting much out of it towards 12 sets. But like I'm saying, you can do eight sets 3 times a week for a body part, and that's literally 24 sets. So you're basically getting in double the amount of sets the pros are, spread out across the week, which means you're getting basically like 2 or 3 times the amount of growth that the pro bodybuilder would get if they did the same. Obviously they're on performance enhancing drugs, but you guys get what I'm saying. So more frequency and more volume weekly, not per session. You don't want to do more volume per session than a lot of pros do. You want to do more volume weekly than pros do, and you want to be training just as intense as they are, okay guys? So if you really nail down these 3 variables, it's gonna set you up for success, guys. I hope this clears this up. This basically, it's a lot better way of training than a lot of pro bodybuilders train. Obviously their way works still, but you guys can do better if you just follow this advice, guys. All right guys, but thank you so much for watching. I think that's gonna do it for this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, guys. Help boost the algorithm. Please let me know what you want to see next. I really like making these videos, so just let me know, guys. I always respond to all the comments, so any questions, leave them there, guys. It's gonna do it for this video, baby. Peace.